In the silent void of space, where broken ships drift like forgotten ghosts, the salvage vessel Prometheus moved carefully through the wreckage. This wasn't just any debris field. It was the remains of the legendary warship? Celestial Dawn. A symbol of power. A symbol of fear. Now, nothing more than shattered metal. Chen floated through the ruins, his helmet display flickering with data. Just another salvage job. Or so he thought. "Command, I'm detecting unusual energy signatures in Section 7, he said calmly. The reply came instantly. Proceed with caution. That ship belonged to the Valoran Empire. David knew the name. Everyone did. The Valorans weren't just warriors. They were conquerors. An empire built on strength, dominance, and absolute superiority. And now, he was drifting through what was left of one of their greatest ships. As David moved deeper into the wreckage, something caught his attention. It didn't belong. Amid twisted steel and burned-out systems. There it was. Untouched. Perfect. A sword. But not just any sword. The blade seemed to drink in the starlight, its edge impossibly sharp. The hilt, alive, shifting with patterns that pulsed like breathing metal. David reached out. The moment his hand touched it, everything changed. His visor lit up with information. Not from his ship, but from the sword itself. Titles. Honors. Legends. Property of War Matriarch Anavastorian. Champion of entire systems. Guardian of the Seven Gates. David froze. This wasn't just a weapon. This was history. Power. Legacy. And it didn't belong in a salvage crate? Or worse, on the black market. He made his decision. Command? I'm ending this run early. I found something that needs to be returned. 3 days later. David stood inside the Valoran embassy. Surrounded by warriors nearly a foot taller than him. Armored. Silent. Dangerous. Every step he took echoed through halls filled with centuries of conquest. And then? She entered. War Matriarch Anavastorian. She didn't walk. She commanded the room. Scars marked her armor. Her presence alone felt like gravity had increased. You are the human who found my blade. Not a question. A statement. David swallowed. Yes. I came to return it. With trembling hands, he opened the container. The moment the sword was revealed, it began to glow. Not cold. Not mechanical. But alive. Warm. Radiant. The light spread across the chamber. And suddenly, the warriors reacted. They stepped back. Some dropped to their knees. Others fled. David's heart raced. What's happening? But Anavastorian raised her hand. Silence. She stepped forward slowly and touched the blade. The glow intensified. Then, the sword sang. A deep, harmonic resonance that vibrated through the air, through David's chest, through everyone present. For a long moment, no one spoke. Then finally, the War Matriarch whispered. In 3,000 years, this has only happened twice. She turned to David. Her eyes were no longer filled with authority, but awe. The blade of Taurian judges all who touch it, she said. It has burned kings, rejected my own bloodline. Her voice lowered. But it accepted you. David shook his head. I didn't do anything special. I just brought it back. Anavastorian studied him. You could have sold it. Used it. Kept it. But you didn't. Why? David hesitated. Because it felt wrong not to. Silence filled the hall again. Then something unthinkable happened. The War Matriarch knelt before him. A human. A salvager. A nobody. My people fled, she said, because they understand what this means. The blade has chosen. And the blade is never wrong. She raised the glowing sword. For centuries, we believed strength defined worth. But today, she looked directly at David. We were proven wrong. This human has shown us a truth we ignored. That honor is not power. That worth is not status. That greatness is not conquest. Sometimes, it is simply doing the right thing. In the weeks that followed, the story spread across the galaxy. Trade routes opened. Alliances formed. Barriers fell. Not because of war. Not because of power. But because one man chose honesty over profit. Kindness over gain. And integrity over opportunity. Chen returned to his life. Back to salvage. Back to the quiet. Because that's who he was. But now, his ship carried a new symbol. A diplomatic seal. And a message from the War Matriarch herself. The blade remembers, and so shall we. Out in the endless dark, as David guided his ship through another field of forgotten wreckage, he smiled. Because sometimes, doing the right thing doesn't just change your life. It changes the galaxy.